Good day everyone, and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm finally setting up my reading journal. I've been meaning to do this for a few months, but just recently bought another journal to do so. I wanted to go for a dark academia theme, both with the outer appearance and the first few pages of the journal setup. I actually went out and got some scrapbooking paper and made myself some stickers to accomplish this. I had a lot of fun creating all the stickers for this setup and can't wait to do more for the book pages as well. Right now I'm setting up the first page you see when you turn the book and open it, the this book belongs to page. So I figured I'd put B's reading journal and do a little bit of collage and kind of get a feel for how I want the theme to look throughout the rest of the journal. I really enjoy the whole torn paper look that I've seen around. I mean, Mochi uses it a lot, and I really love a lot of her spreads. So, you'll see a lot of inspiration from her throughout this reading journal. I don't really have a lot of resources when it comes to Bujo and journaling in general, so you'll see a lot of the same papers and stuff used, although all of the stickers that you're going to see throughout are my stickers. And I don't know if I'm going to make them available to the public or not. I mean, I guess if a lot of people like them and if you guys want them, I can try. I've never made stickers for other people before, so we'll see how that goes. But I made some cute stamp stickers for this that include a dragon. There's one with like a floating island and castle on it, and another that's a little town and a bridge, which you'll see. I decided to do a couple things I've seen others do in their reading journals. I knew I wanted an index page. I didn't need it to be too intricate. I kept it simple and looked at a couple of Mochi Bujo's videos for inspo because I really like her style and like how she collages and stuff, and I'm just now getting into collaging a little bit more in my Bujo, so it's really nice to take a look at her stuff and see how she does things, what she puts together, and kind of gives me inspiration for how I want to lay stuff out. So, I copied her a little bit, no shame, just because it looks really good and I like her style. So you'll see me use little bubbly letters where I cut them out and kind of do the same that she does. But I really think it looks good for the setup that I'm going for. I know this is a silly thing, but I have a really hard time trying to fill in the time of this with talking. So there's probably going to be quite a few quiet bits, and I'm just probably going to let the video kind of talk for itself. But here's my little awkward, hey, here's this thing that you guys can make fun of. So here are a couple of my sticker sheets. I use a free program on my phone to make them, and I've really enjoyed making the stickers. It's been fun, and it's fun to see what I can create and what I can do. Now we get into the bookshelf page, which I've seen in a lot of people's reading journals, and I just really like that. I have been getting back into drawing and have really enjoyed including that in my Bujos. Now, like I mentioned earlier, I don't have a lot of resources when it comes to washi tapes, stickers, paper, etc. It's just not in my budget, so you'll, like I mentioned, see me use the same things over and over throughout. I'm waiting for the day that I can afford to buy everyone's stickers and tapes. That's the dream. Honestly, if I could just afford to get some of Mary Ganasuli's art, that would be amazing because I really love her stickers. I had this fun idea to give this page a little bit more depth. So the cathedral-like window is going to get cut out, and there's going to be a little bit of background behind it to kind of just help the page. I thought it looked a little bit, boring as it was, but you'll see kind of once we get there. I don't know. I'm not really happy with the final result after watching it in post and kind of looking at it now. I don't know. I'm just not pleased with it, but it is what it is, and it's there. Let me know if you like it, I guess. I'll come back once we're a bit closer to that section, so just enjoy the video for a little bit without me talking. never mind, I'm actually going to pop in while I'm working on the girl sitting in the chair because I had a fun idea, which I did with my Hobbit setup in March in my regular Bojo. If you've seen that on Instagram, where I used the washi tape for a dress, and I thought that was really fun, so I wanted to include it again. Plus, the print for this washi tape is pretty much perfect for like a dark academia theme. So, let me know what you think, because I really like it and how it turned out, and also I didn't have to draw it, which was great. I also had a lot of fun drawing the girl because I'm really not great with anatomy and bodies in general. I have to kind of look at bases a lot and pose references, and it's really hard for me to get it right because I like everything to really look perfect. But I'm pretty happy with her. She's a little funky in places, but you know, she works. You get the gist of what she's doing, you know. She's curled up in a chair reading a book. She's having a good time. Doesn't matter if her legs are a little funky or if her feet look weird. Nobody really cares except for me, probably. Also, if anybody's wondering, I got the washi tape from Stationery Pal, and most of the markers I use are Crayola Super Tips, and I have the skin tone set of Tombows, the smaller pack, because that's what I could afford, and I really love my Tombows. They are precious to me. Also, I don't know if you can hear this through the mic, but it is starting to pour here, which gives this all the more atmosphere, and I love it. Now, I know that she doesn't really match my girl stickers that I've got throughout the setup because of the blue hair. I just didn't think it would look right on this page, so I went with a more natural hair color, and I really like red hair, and I thought it would go good with the colors that I've picked out for this page. I did do, you know, my little blush line and freckles that I always do on my girls because I really like that look. I think it's cute. Alright, so now we're getting into the window again. I like the color. I don't know, once you see how the background looks, I think maybe you'll agree with me. It didn't come out the way that I wanted it to, but we'll get there. I'll let you guys kind of stew on it. Maybe it won't be as bad as I'm thinking it is once you guys finally get to see it. So I made my stickers with this like cream off-white background, and I'm really kind of regretting it because I wanted them to blend into the page a little bit more, and you can really kind of see that background's not correct. But you know, it's okay. It is what it is. They're done. They're there. And it's alright. It's not too bad. It's not too out of place, but it still kind of looks in my opinion. But you know, it is what it is, like I said. Now here's where we get into the background behind the window. I don't know. At first I thought it was a fun idea. I thought it would be cool to do it and give it a little bit more depth. But now I don't know. I don't know if the colors are right. It seems a little bit too light, honestly. But you know, let me know what you think. Also, my glue tape ran out, which sucks, because I wasn't able to go out and get more at the time. I had to use the glue stick for everything after this point. Which isn't bad. It's alright. It is what it is. But now, you know, the window has depth. Yay! As we're getting into coloring the bookcase, I just want to mention, because it's probably going to bother a couple of you, because it's bothered me. I forgot to color in one of the shelves and turn the page before I realize it. I mean, I come back later and recolor it as I'm doing a flip through, because I finally see it. But, you know, just fair warning, because I know it might bother some people. You know, if you're like me. The bookshelf page also is mainly just going to be the books I actually read in 2024. I have set myself a goal to read 24 books in 2024, but that doesn't mean the books that I have put in my goals to read are the books that I'm actually going to read. So that's what this page is going to be. That way I can kind of have a page separately for the goal books that I wanted to read, and also the books that I actually read that'll go on this page. And I haven't decided yet if I'm just going to color them in and write the title, or if I'm going to be all fancy like a lot of other people and print out the spines for books and then glue them to the little books that I've drawn on the shelves. I don't know, I feel like that might be a little much. I may just color them in and put the titles on there. We'll see how I feel when I get ready to do that. I'm going with the small bubble letters again in that same paper, just kind of tie it in with the index page. Also, I am doing this really pretty font that I found on Pinterest. I can't remember the name of it because I don't have it up in front of me right now. I'll try to put it in the description if I remember to do so. But as I said, you know, it's the Books Read in 2024 page. And I'm sorry if I'm being so literal for my voiceover. I am very new to this and also very awkward on camera, which is why I usually don't do voiceovers for my videos. If you've watched my previous ones with my Bujo setups, you'll see that I did a voiceover for my first one, and then the rest of them I just use text. It's just easier and not as embarrassing. But you know, here we are. It's okay, I'm a big girl, I can do this. I hope you guys enjoy that, you know, I'm awkward and weird. That's what we're here for, right? Also, I don't know how Mochi makes this look so easy when she does it for her spreads, but trying to use the tweezers and push against the glue stick, I was digging into that glue stick so hard, guys. It kept getting glue everywhere. All over my fingers, all over the tweezers. It's, you know, it's a learning experience. I mean, I'm sure she's been doing it for a while, which is why she's so good at it. It makes it look so easy. But for me, I'm rough with it, apparently. Okay, so now we're moving on to the 24 and 24 page, and I have something really fun planned for this page. I got the idea from Anna Laura Books on Instagram. She does a lot of really, really cool interactive spreads, and I really like interactive spreads. I think they're fun. So I got some clear paper and kind of copied what she did for hers. I have no shame. I really liked it, and I thought it would be fun to have it in there and include it. But please, it is not my idea. It is hers. You can probably figure out which one it is after you see this. Also, getting this paper to stick was so hard. For some reason, it just was not wanting to lay down. But here is the clear paper I was talking about. It's not fully clear, it is transparent, and it's got a little leafy design. I had initially gotten this paper for my druid theme for my May Bujo setup, but I didn't use it, so I'm using it here because it's kind of transparent, and the paper she used in hers was transparent, so you can't really see what it does. But the idea of it is to make like a little spring in the book and then attach little books to it, and they're like popping off the page, and then I'll have my books laid out on the page that I actually read or that I wanted to read. But I just thought it was a fun idea. Also, the thinner paper that I'm tearing, the book pages, I actually am tearing out of a book that I was getting rid of, and instead of getting rid of it, decided to use for Bujo. I'm not going to tell anybody what the book is, just in case they get mad at me for tearing pages out of it. But yeah, you know, if you're getting rid of an old book or taking them to be donated and need pages like this for your Bujo, there's an idea for you. We're going back to the pretty cursive font for this, and this is my to be read page. So the books that I want to read but didn't put in my 24 and 24 because, you know, new books come out all the time, and I want to be able to have a spot for that. Although I do believe I put in a new releases spread in here as well, so you know, I'm gonna have multiple places, and I may not use it, and I may. Who knows? I really like the washi tape I'm about to use, although I wish that I had a smaller version of it because I wanted to get the whole moon phase on this page, but because it's such a huge area to cover with the tape, I just have to make do with the ones I can put on there. Also, we're back to my sticker sheets. I have a really hard time figuring out how I want to lay out pages. You'll see me kind of ponder for a while, but I don't know, I don't feel like I'm very good at laying pages out in a nice cohesive way. I feel like sometimes they're just a little bit cluttered, but I do really like how this spread and the next one turn out, which is also a recommendation spread. So if you guys have any recommendations for books that I should read, please let me know. You can either tell me in the comments or you can find me on Instagram. I'd love to know what you guys like to read versus what I like to read. I'm a high fantasy kind of girl though. Romance. Let's all be real, it's smut. It's smut books. I read smut books. But anyway, I do like other genres. I just mostly read, those books. Also, I don't know about you guys, but I suck at fonts and calligraphy and just handwriting in general. So a lot of the times I don't like to do it on camera because I mess up a lot. But as you saw earlier where, I wrote it a little bit too big and I had to rewrite it. But, I guess practice makes perfect. I really like this style, so I'm trying to do it a lot throughout the spread so I can get better at writing it. And yeah, it still looks a little too big, but it is what it is, and it's there. The color Tombow marker that I use for all my lines throughout is the color 990. It's honestly my favorite color because I love that really light tan look. I use it for a lot of stuff in my bujo. And I think it complements the spreads really well because it's not overpowering. Oh yeah, see, I did put a new releases page in here. That's what we're working on now. And I believe the page next to it will be a series tracker because I like to read series. I like books that are, at least 3 to 4 books long. I like a long story, honestly. Sometimes I don't really want to leave the books. I don't know if anybody else feels like that. So I put in a series tracker that I'm going to try and keep track of the series that I read and hopefully be able to finish a lot of series that I started last year. So I made this really big sticker of a academia building, and I have no idea where I'm going to use it most of the time, but I thought it would be really fun to put it on this page. It just seemed like the right place to put it. I do have another one on another sticker sheet that's colored a little differently, and I don't know which one I like better, the one that I've colored with the brick or the one that I've done solid color too. But I modeled it after a building in Edinburgh. I don't know if I said that right. Hopefully I said it right. It's okay if I didn't. I am uncultured. I hope you guys are getting a kick out of my rambling because it's pretty bad. Sorry. The color marker I'm using for the border on the series tracker page is 947. It is a really, really pretty caramel color, and it is a Tombow marker, so I should have stated that before, although I believe you could see that. But I use that one a lot as well. It was also the color used for the bookcase and the window earlier. The stickers I use on this page I've actually made originally for my D&D theme that turned into a druid theme for my May Bujo setup, but since I didn't get to use them in that because the colors are kind of different, I decided to put them in here. But here's another one of those stamps that I was telling you about earlier. This one is the floating island with the castle and mountain. I really like this one. I did do the stamps in both full color and then sepia color, and I think the sepia looks better for the layouts that I've got going on in this setup. Now I move on to the reading stats page, and I did a little bit of a different theme for this page because I kind of wanted to edge out the darker academia themes that have been throughout the other pages to get ready for the monthly themes that are going to be different each month, and depending on the book that I read, I'll have a different theme for that spread, kind of more so matching the book, because I like that. Instead of keeping the whole journal just the one theme, I can get to play with different themes throughout it. Also, on my reading stats page, it'll be including physical books, Kindle books, books read, pages read, and how many 5-star books I read that month. I don't do audiobooks because I can't really comprehend them. It's just not something that I like. I feel like I lose a lot of information in the books if I'm listening to them instead of actually reading them. Is there anybody else that's like that? Please let me know, so I'm not alone in this. Because I just feel like everybody listens to audiobooks nowadays, and I'm just like, I can't do it. I don't know how you guys can comprehend and remember everything that's going on and what's happened in the book by just listening to it. So remember how I said earlier I was going with a different kind of theme for this. So here comes the gold pen. And oh my god, you guys, doing all of these lines with my gel pen, they started to smear because they started to lay, the ink started to lay against the ruler. And as I was going down, the lines would smear in places, and it was getting so aggravating. I mean, look at that, that's awful. And there's not really a way to fix it other than, redoing it or tearing out a page from the back of the book and re-gluing it over the top of the book, which is what I did. Although I didn't do that with the ones that I just messed up right there. And for some reason it just kept doing it and kept doing it and kept doing it. And then I realized it was because I was pushing down way too hard on the pen. But lesson learned. I figured it out closer to, putting the boxes in. But I did go back and fix that top box because I also made it one line too tall and it doesn't match with the other side. So here I am fixing it. So if you ever needed to fix a mistake in your bujo, just go to the back of the book, take a page out, cut a piece, and line it up with the dots on the page that you need to fix. I also did that in my May journal because I messed something up. But see, it's like it never happened. You can really hardly notice it, especially on camera. But in person, it's honestly not that noticeable. You have to really be looking for it. So, if you need a fix and a quick fix, there's an idea for you. And now we're back into that really pretty cursive font, and I did all my months in that font in the gold pen. And I really like how it turned out. I'm sorry, I know this setup is a little boring, just sitting there watching me cut out all the month names, and then I'll have to be writing the same things over and over and over again throughout the boxes. So if you want to skip ahead, be my guest. But, this is just the way the layout is. To save you from the boredom, I'll go ahead and skip ahead from this page. You kind of get the gist of what's going on and what's getting put on every box. Alright, we're getting into finishing touches, which I do a lot in my spreads, which is the little stars and sparkles and circles. I just think it ties stuff in, and I think it looks really good in the gold, and it's cute with the green vine and the letters. Alright, that was the last page in the setup, so here's the flip through for you guys. I hope you enjoy, and thanks so much for watching throughout the whole thing and listening to my awkward banter. Again, thanks so much for watching, guys, and I'll see you soon, I guess.